السلام عليكم، كيفكن؟ راح نتعلم اليوم كلمات جديدة وراح نبلش بأول كلمة at your leisure as an adverb. When you feel like it، حسب وقت فراغك وقتما يلائمك. at your leisure when you feel like it، حسب وقت فراغك وقتما يلائمك. والإكزامبل اللي عنا you may finish the job at your leisure. You may finish the job at your leisure. كلمة جديدة shear something as a verb. shave wool from a sheep. يجوز. shear يعني معناتها يجوز. والexample the farmer is shearing his sheep. The farmer is shearing his sheep. shears هي عنا noun plural large scissors. مقاس كبير مجاز يجز الخراف. shears large scissors مقاس كبير. والexample the workman uses shears to cut the metal. The workman uses shears to cut the metal. وكمان shears large garden scissors مقاس كبير. وexample معنى the gardener is using shears to cut the hedge. The gardener is using shears to cut the hedge. كلمة جديدة translucent as an adjective. semi-transparent شبه شفاف. translucent شبه شفاف. The walls are translucent allowing daylight to come in. هون daylight يعني ضوء الشمس. The walls are translucent allowing daylight to come in. كلمة جديدة bunch of flowers يعني floral bouquet باقة زهور. bunch of flowers floral bouquet باقة زهور. والexample اللي عنا he brought her a bunch of flowers on their first date. He brought her a bunch of flowers on their first date. وعندنا كمان bunch of something collection of keys etc. رزمة مجموعة. bunch of something رزمة مجموعة. والexample اللي عنا the prison guard had a bunch of keys dangling from his belt. The prison guard had a bunch of keys dangling from his belt. والexample الثاني the smallest key on the bunch of opens my jewelry box. The smallest key on the bunch opens my jewelry box. وbunch as a noun هي informal a group of people مجموعة شلة. Tell that bunch over there that the store is closing in 10 minutes. Tell that bunch over there that the store is closing in 10 minutes. وbunch as a verb clump together يتجمع. وكمان هون clump معناتها يتجمع. bunch as a verb clump together يتجمع. والexample اللي عنا the leaves in the pond are bunching together. The leaves in the pond are bunching together. وكلمة جديدة directory as a noun phone book يعني دليل الهاتف. directory دليل الهاتف. Glenn looked up the plumber's number in the directory. Glenn looked up the plumber's number in the directory. directory as a noun هاي كمان company دليل لشركات. Sarah looked in the directory to find an advertising agency. Sarah looked in the directory to find an advertising agency. وbusiness directory listing of businesses دليل التجاري. business directory listing of businesses دليل التجاري. وتلفون directory book listing phone numbers أو phone book دليل الهاتف. والexample اللي عنا I need to look up a number in the telephone directory. I need to look up a number in the telephone directory. كلمة جديدة blister as a noun swelling filled with fluid نفطة في الجلد أو بثرة. blister swelling filled with fluid نفطة في الجلد أو بثرة. The blisters on Jules' heels are large and painful. The blisters on Jules' heels are large and painful. وهي كمان معناتها a small bubble on the skin filled with serum and caused by friction, burning or other damage. A small bubble on the skin filled with serum and caused by friction, burning or other damage. serum هو مثل المصل، سائل مثل المصل. والexample, his heels were covered in blisters. His heels were covered in blisters. كلمة جديدة charred as an adjective, blackened by fire. مفحم محروق. charred as an adjective, blackened by fire. مفحم محروق. والexample اللي عندنا, Brent tried to make breakfast for his wife, but the eggs were runny and the toast was charred. Brent tried to make breakfast for his wife, but the eggs were runny and the toast was charred. With charred as an adjective, cooked by searing, مطبوخة بالحرق أو بالنار يعني مشوي. charred مشوي. Our special tonight is charred mahi with a spicy sauce and broccoli. mahi هون نوع من السمك. Our special tonight is charred mahi with a spicy sauce and broccoli. We char something as a verb, يحرق يشوي. كلمة جديدة stack as a noun, pile كومة كدسة. stack كومة كدسة. There was a stack of papers on the teacher's desk waiting to be marked. There was a stack of papers on the teacher's desk waiting to be marked. With stacks هون عندنا noun plural, library shelves رفوف مكتبة. Well, example, in a library, large bookshelves are called stack. In a library, large bookshelves are called stacks. كلمة جديدة contemplation as a noun يعني consideration, reflection, تأمل, تفكر. contemplation يعني تأمل, تفكر. consideration يعني تفكير, دراسة, نظر, اعتبار, مسألة تؤخذ في الاعتبار. ورeflection انعكاس, تأمل, تفكر. فالcontemplation هون تأمل, تفكر. The action معناتها the action of looking thoughtfully at something for a long time. The action of looking thoughtfully at something for a long time. وكمان serious and quiet thought for a period of time. Serious and quiet thought for a period of time. كمان the act of thinking deeply about something. The act of thinking deeply about something. Well, example, she was staring out over the lake, lost in contemplation. She was staring out over the lake, lost in contemplation. كلمة جديدة assimilate as a verb, to take into the mind and thoroughly understand. To take into the mind and thoroughly understand. Example لإلها assimilate information. Students need to assimilate a new concept. هون يعني معنات assimilate معناتها استوعب يستوعب. وكمان معنى تاني to take in and utilize as nourishment, to absorb into the system. وهون معناتها يمتص يهضم. assimilate يعني كمان إلى معنى تاني يمتص يهضم. nourishment غذاء تغذية معنى. فالإكزامبل لإلها the body assimilates digested food. The body assimilates digested food يعني الجسم بيمتص أو يهضم الطعام المهضوم. وكمان في معنى example تاني alcohol assimilates faster if the stomach is empty. Alcohol assimilates faster if the stomach is empty. كمان معنى تاني ل assimilate to absorb into the cultural tradition of a population or group. To absorb into the cultural tradition of a population or group يعني يندمج يتكيف. يعني assimilate إلى 3 معنيات: يستوعب استوعب، أو يمتص يهضم، أو يندمج يتكيف. كلمة جديدة immersive as an adjective نحكي عن التكنولوجي stimulating many senses. stimulating مثير محفز. بس معنات immersive هو غامر آسر مستحوذ. immersive غامر آسر مستحوذ. والexample لها virtual reality has created the most immersive gaming experience to date. virtual reality معناتها الواقع الافتراضي أو العالم الافتراضي. virtual reality has created the most immersive gaming experience to date. immerse something as a verb, submerge in liquid يعني يغمر شيئا ينقع شيئا. immerse يغمر شيئا ينقع شيئا. والexample immerse the vegetables briefly and rinse off. immerse the vegetables briefly and rinse off. briefly هون سريعا أو قليلا. rinse off يعني يشطف يغسل. example تاني Janet immersed her burned fingers in cold water. Janet immersed her burned fingers in cold water. وكمان عنا immerse yourself in something. This is verb expression. ما هاي figurative يعني be absorbed يستغرق في شيء ينهمك في شيء. والexample اللي عنا she had immersed herself in her studies and didn't hear the doorbell. She had immersed herself in her studies and didn't hear the doorbell. وآخر كلمة عنا inanimate. inanimate as an adjective not living يعني جماد فاقد الحيوية. والexample اللي عنا children often fantasize about inanimate objects becoming alive. Children often fantasize about inanimate objects becoming alive. fantasize يعني يحلم أو يتخيل. وشكرا. Thank you very much. Please subscribe if you like this video. Thank you.